with a professional fight record of 1 win, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. And out of Bucharest, Romania, presenting Milion Drago! His opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 165.7 pounds. Standing 6 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 1 win with 2 defeats. And out of Bucharest, Romania, Your referee for this bout is Mr. Katlin Alcira.
Here we see the tail of the tape. 41 years old is Marian Olaru. Again, an elder statesman of mixed martial arts. Glove touch. Gentlemen, go back to the corners. Brave Nation, I am excited.
Judge.
Phil Campbell, it's actually happening. It's really happening. We're about to call a fight in 6 months.
Here we go, glove touch, and we're away to the races, Noel.
An interesting, Phil, how both fighters are going to handle the situation. It's something that anyone in this arena currently isn't used to, so expect the fighters maybe to have a feeling out process here.
It's going to take Olaru just a little bit of time, I think, to adjust to fighting the southpaw fighter. Throws a spinning kick, a little bit lethargically, more so to get the wrinkles out, I think.
So far, Dragon is more so having a look at what Olaru was going to do here, being quite calm.
It's almost as if he's trying to bait Olaru into the counter strike here. That for a southpaw, that lead hook is always there should your opponent dive in.
It's like a gunslinger in the Wild West here with that left hand just sitting, waiting to strike.
Olaru needs to be careful telegraphing that switch too much, because that's when a savvy southpaw will throw a straight right down the middle, just on that switch. So he needs to be careful of doing that. If he is going to do it, there needs to be an end product of it. It can't just be done to be seen to be doing it.
Olaru, it's almost just touching his opponent just to see reactions, and there's no real power behind him, but a couple of them leg kicks driven in by Dragon, Phil.
Well, as I've alluded to earlier, both these men are coming from Kempo backgrounds. There's a big lead hook there from Dragan.
Just glancing, Olaru tend to roll with it there by the looks of it. But yeah, both coming from that background, Phil, so
it's going to be more of an upright in and out, not committing 100% to the strikes, but at the minute it's more of a point fighting karate style both men are implementing.
I'm going to argue that Dragon is maybe sitting down a little more on his shots. He's thrown more percentage of power on them. Again, that eerie silence in the arena, it's gotta say, I'm enjoying it, Phil. Nice left hand there.
Dragan obviously giving Olaru the respect by not charging in, by landing his strikes, getting out, because when both men are fresh, that's when they're likely to throw back with power. More of a wide hook there from Olaru.
Blitzes in now, lands the right and tail, goes in for the single. Phil gets the hands behind.
There's a big duck takedown, lands right into the half guard. Oh, sorry, side control.
Olaru, he was doing right to let go of that neck potential. Von Phil steps across beautifully into mount.
He postures up now. He has the potential to rain down hellacious strikes, but
good work, Olaru on the bottom, Phil. Needs to watch that neck.
The darts could be on here, or a guillotine perhaps. He's gone in on the guillotine. He's pulled guard on it.
Looks it, Phil. This looks tight.
He's putting everything he can in.
There's his tap! Straight away. He went for it as soon as the neck was there. Dragon wasted no time. Beautiful. He wouldn't wasted no time whatsoever, Phil. Smelt the blood, seen the neck, and went straight after that.
Let's take a look at the replay. You see, as soon as he cinched it up, it was pretty much elementary, dear Watson. Beautiful squeeze, had it on perfect, elicits the tap, and gets the win in the first bout of tonight's action. That's a serious squeeze, high elbow guillotine. Wasn't clasping the hands underneath the chin. He had that arm shot right through, so the blade of the arm was what was doing the damage on the throat and the carotid artery of Marian Mario.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called a stop to the action at 2 minutes and 39 seconds of round number 1. For your winner, the guillotine choke,
Dragan extending his brave Combat Federation record to 2 wins.
martial artist, weighing in at 147.7 pounds, standing 5 foot 5 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 2 wins with 2 defeats. Daniela from Media, presenting his opponent standing across the cage, right out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 128.8 pounds, standing 5 foot 3 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 8 wins with 17 defeats. Bahrain, Romania, presenting
Here we see tail of the tape, the veteran at 39 years old, taking the young pretender, 23 years old, at a distinct height advantage, going to Yorga. Will he be able to implement that, or will close the distance?
Go back.
Just as coming back, Phil, I did hear you say that big difference in height, and that's always in that fight for Franchiano. He's always going to be the smallest guy in the cage, but he doesn't care, Phil. Almost 10 pounds lighter than his opponent. Of course, a catch weight with a record of 8 and 17, Phil, you'd be thinking, this guy's absolute journeyman. But when you actually watch his fights, he has that unbelievable looping right hand that can end the fight. He's always in exciting fights. He goes in and fights on his sword and goes out on his shield. It's incredible.
It's a big leg kick landed by Yorga. But yeah, as you say, competitive to the very end is Burcianu. I think we may see him try and strike, close the distance to get the clinch, because right now he can't really afford to stand in the kicking range of Yorga.
Yeah, he's got to either be all the way in or all the way out, Phil. But again, similar to the first fight, both fighters were feeling each other out. Of course, both fighters being Romanian, they'll have known that they're from the local circuit as well. So we'll be aware of the power that Franchino possesses in that right hand.
But while he may be giving on height, he has the distinct advantage and experience. He's been in this cage, he's been in this situations against a relative newcomer who only has 4 mixed martial arts bouts to his name.
And his winter of gravity can get him to change level in a shot straight away.
Trying to pat down that jab over the top.
Smart though, boy, Uvar, as you said, less experience at the moment. He's just slowly getting himself into this one, not rushing.
Trying to very much keep the fight at kicking range, and I think he's acutely aware that Burcianu will need to close the distance and wrestle, and he can't really get up off his shots if his lead leg is chewed up. So it's very intelligent from the young man with only 4 bites to his record.
It's inside leg kick, and Burcianu tried to return it. A referee just demanding a bit of action. Just coming up to 2 minutes, and not a lot, Phil, both facing each other. So
you can tell by how high Yorga's keeping that right hand that he's almost anticipating a big low shot coming in.
Nice leg kicks, and they're money in the bank for the later rounds that Yorga's land.
That's exactly it. No, it's an investment, because you're trying to take that pop out of the step. That's a big hit. Went low a number of times, and he maybe wobbled, lands another big strike.
He looks a little weak there, as in on the legs, doing well out of distance there, but
as Burcianu backing up now against the cage, he's stepping off, trying to dive in on a wounded animal, but these are cumulative dodging straight on by Yorga.
And Yorga not panicking, Phil, and rushing the veteran. He's seen, he heard him, landed a couple of combinations, but didn't bull rush him, get caught himself. Also with a beautiful left head kick set that up, but Johnny said he looks to maybe have recovered here, Phil.
He does indeed. He seems to have gathered his wits about him, but again, I think you're going to see Yorga low, 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 then high again. Seems to work for him, but oh, that's a big check there as well. Shin on shin action.
Seems to be stalking, trying to cut off the cage, and Chani was starting to come forward again. He maybe wasn't pushing as forward as much after getting caught with that head kick. Again, Romanian fighters, a lot of them, a lot of kickboxing and Kempo K1 experience as well, so you're going to see a lot of savvy strikers here when the Romanians are in the cage tonight.
What I think's telling is there, you can see Burcianu already switching stances. Now that, to me, as an onlooker, says that he has damaged the leg, that Yorga has damaged the legs with those strikes, so he's not offering that leg to hit. Momentarily switching stances, trying to give the lead leg a little bit of a rest.
Chano was looking low to maybe try and go high himself there, or maybe close the distance, coming up on a minute to go, and that's normally, if the game plan is get it to the ground to try and get a takedown, to try and steal the round. But
what I would like to see is Verciano being a little bit more aggressive. That's a good jab, but he needs to punch his way in if he's to establish an underhook. Double underhooks and work for that takedown. He needs to be wary of dropping those hands, trying to catch the leg kick, because if Iorga's wise to that and catches it, he can come over the top.
That's a nice looping right hand he had, just coming around the high left hand of Iorga's, just trying to clip him on the chin. But so far, the significant strikes of this round have come by the younger fighter.
Oh, that's a big looping overhand, as you said, Noel.
Just timing the kick as well on that occasion, Phil. Just as Iorga was throwing that kick, the big right hand came over, and he's had success in his previous fights. Watching back the footage, as I said, the record doesn't do justice. He's been in a lot of wars.
You can see Verciano, he's thinking about closing the distance. He's trying to put Iorga up against the cage, but every time Iorga feels the cage behind him, he circles off, implementing some smart lateral movement.
You can see it in the body now of Iorga, just that one kick that landed has reddened the body. There's the takedown, almost a clash of heads. Nice uppercut and a nice right hand by Iorga.
One another.
Iorga lands a big right and a big right kick as well. The bell goes, potentially saving their big shots landed right at
the action, but Iorga charging forward.
Here's a look at the earlier in the round, and that's the money in the bank that we said. And this set up the high kick, working the inside leg kicks continuously. Phil goes high, and he did partially block it, but that will show you that the strength that went into that kick partially looked injured, but Iorga didn't panic, Phil.
It was almost as if at the end of that round, Verciano said to himself, I need to put the pressure on, I need to do something here, but Iorga was thinking the exact same thing. And again, the more telling strikes landed in the opening and closing stanzas of that fight go to Iorga.
Yeah, and Iorga that kick just whiskered across the whiskers of Verciano, and second round's already underway here. So again, the action picked up. It all came off both fighters looking to get a takedown right at the end of the first round, and a firefight broke out.
If I were in the corner of Iorga, I would be telling them right now to just keep doing what you're doing, keep fighting at distance, keep landing your strikes, and conversely, if I was in the corner of Verciano, I would be telling him to fight his way into the inside, mix it up, turn this into less of a point-style fight, and turn it into something nasty, a little bit of a full box fight, get in and mix things up.
As you're saying that, he's picked up where he left off at the beginning of the first round. He's gone to the well with them kicks to the leg and then changing up high. Phil, you said if you were in the corner of what you're saying, what would you say in the opposite corner? What advice are you giving?
Of Verciano, I'd be telling him to fight his way into the inside, to punch his way in, throw punches and bunches, threes and fours to close the distance, bring the hands of your opponent up, therefore exposing the body and leaving them susceptible to the shoot.
Goes high this time with the right kick, but Verciano just got the hands up to block that. And you can almost see, Phil, maybe a little bit of thought before he rushes in. Them shots have definitely made Verciano think a little more while he's coming in.
Both men implementing smart footwork. As I say, Verciano putting Iorga on the back foot, but as soon as Iorga again feels that cage, it's almost as if he's keeping an eye on the outer rim of the cage, that black line, and as soon as he feels...
Oh, there's the leg kick!
That's absolutely
no need for any more! It was the setup of the leg kicks, and Philly went high, and this is one of the best knockouts you will see. A stunning right head kick by Iorga ends the night. Ladies and gentlemen, fighters backstage, we potentially have fight of the night. In for another shot, but he stepped away as he's seen he was out. But Phil, talk me through this.
That was beautiful. He pawed with the jab, and again, as you say, pulled that last punch that he would have been well within his rights to throw. You go to the referee, tells you to stop.
Phil.
But it was almost as if he almost threw like a quasi question mark kick.
Yeah.
He was looking low the whole time. That brings the hands down of Verciano, and then over the top, that's shin on dome knockout.
Yeah, that's knocking out a rhino, Phil. That is knocking out a rhino. Just to make you aware that our medics are in with Verciano. He is okay. He's just giving him some air at the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 3 minutes and 34 seconds of round number 2. For your winner, by way of knockout,
highlight of the most vicious knockouts will see this year. He threatened with that head kick, that lead head kick early in the bout. And then he went downstairs. Lots of lower limb leg kicks. That's the very closing stances of the first round where they just started slinging leather at one another. As they went full Western and decided to have a proper shootout, but here's the end, and boom! Chin on chin knockout, beautiful connection. And again, showing his class there by not following up with the hammer fist when he would have been well within us to do so. Realized as it was out, no need to take further damage. A dangerous man and a gentleman. Beautiful finish from Mihail Iyo.
Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist who weighed in at 157 pounds, standing 6 feet tall, making his professional MMA debut. Fighting out of Romania, presenting Marvin Gilbert Balake. His opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 158 pounds, standing 5 foot 8 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 5 wins with just 1 defeat. Fighting out of France, presenting Abu Yadamai Tokara.
There we see in the tape Abu Bakar Tonkara, 30 years old, 7 years the elder of Balake, 23. Height advantage goes to Balake. And we are ready to go.
Judge. I'm ready. I'm ready. Go back. I'm ready.
Tonkara perhaps a little bit too eager to go there. Touch of the gloves and away we go. Saying Balake needs to be a moving target for Tonkara here, as most of his fights he has been striking to close the distance, to get inside. Looks very calm in there, no.
I'm going to say it, Phil. I say it most times. He looks like a type of guy who's just gone down to the shops to buy a pint of milk when he's in there. He's quite cool, calm and collected while he's there, looking for the takedown. 2 hands clasped.
That's the double. Oh, guillotine. Balake pulled guard, went for the guillotine, and now he's trying to transition to the triangle. Said he had been working diligently on the triangle setups, no. And there we see almost the fruits of that. He's trying to stuff that arm down between his legs, that right arm. Decides to give up on it, establishes an overhook on his right side, the left side of Tonkara. Closes up the body lock triangle from the bottom.
Again, I think, Phil, this is more of a stuffing process that he's trying to do here. Yeah, just to stall and maybe get the referee to stand up. But Tonkara is exactly where he wants to be here, Phil.
From here, he can sit back. He can sit back onto his heels and land some devastating ground and pound. But he's trying to get up and put some pressure on Balake.
What I like about what Tonkara does on top here, his shot selection. You know, sometimes you see guys on top, Phil, and they go a little crazy throwing shots.
He's trying to throw up that triangle again. Sorry, no.
He's just very calm, and he only throws a shot when he sees the target, and his accuracy from his ground and pound is very impressive.
Already starting to mark up the forehead of Balake. Just short, sharp shots.
Trying to just turn that elbow over.
Using the palm of the hand to frame off against the face and quash that elbow in. Very smart.
Nice hammer fist as well. Just worked to the body and then came down, hammer fist, and that was it. Turning it to be more so of a hook shot on the bottom. But Tonkara right in front of us here in commentary, and this is where he would have wanted the fight to play out straight away. So this is early in the fight and landed big shots, and these will all add up, Phil.
And he's happy to be inside the guard of Balake right now because he's landing the strikes, he's earning points, scoring points. In the eyes of the judges, he's very much winning this fight.
And Balake, what's he need to do, Phil, to improve here? Does he try cage walk? As he's closing the legs and allowing Tonkara to posture up here and land these shots?
In order to be effective, he needs to open the guard, and I think we could just be seeing a potential pass attempt here. Tonkara stood up, had the guard momentarily open. But Baleggio needs to open the guard, get the feet on the hips, move his own hips to try and set up arm bars, try and set up triangles. He can't just be a sitting duck in here for Tunkara to unload his shots on. You see, he's trying to get the reversal.
Tunkara aware of it. Good work and a beautiful elbow there, just slicing across.
That was beautiful.
Again, Baleggio, to his credit, is trying, but the body triangle from the bottom as well. It's going to restrict him, Phil, trying to escape as well if he needs to explode.
As you said, it's very much a stalling tactic. It's very much trying to hold on to Tunkara in the hope that the referee will stand them up. But there's the opening of the guard, attempted the armbar, the triangle, but eats a big shot right to the chops for it.
And Tunkara, you said something to his corner there. Those instructions are coming out, and nice shots. And again, Phil, as you said, very almost like Tito Ortiz, like just sitting in that guard, happy to land shots. Looking for an arm here, though.
Oh, Baleggio's gone belly down on it. Can he get the extension, or is he impeded by the cage? He looks like he's slowly working for that with the figure 4 Kimura grip. Tunkara doing the right thing by staying tight. I'd like to see him grab the inside of his bicep.
Gets the arm out.
But as we said, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. Tunkara's been in these kinds of positions now, and he just sits through beautifully into side control. Potentially could set up a reverse triangle from this position. I think he's just happy to wear on the body of Baleggio. Nicely sits back into the crucifix position.
Beautiful work by Tunkara. This is hellish.
If he can just land pot shots from here, they don't have to be horrible concussive strikes, but it's the accumulation of strikes. Big elbows being landed by Tunkara. Oh, you can hear the thud of those. In an empty arena, those thoughts are even more telling.
Echoing through the arena here, and Baleggio needs to improve position. Coming up on 45 seconds left in the round, and he just can't stay like this.
This isn't intelligent defense.
The referee giving the orders to improve your position.
Taking a long, hard look at it, but again, the positional awareness and strength of
Tunkara raining down like a thunderstorm. Shots on top here.
This could be the beginning of the end, O'Keefe, because all Baleggio's doing right now is delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
He's not intelligently defending. He's not working to try and get out of this position.
Is there an argument that all these shots are on the hand and not on the face, Phil, and that's why a referee hasn't stepped in? Looking very closely.
They're starting to creep through, but
10 seconds to go. Can Baleggio survive?
He needs to go back into those elbows and try and cut through.
This is a stunning opening round by Tunkara. Almost look at the referee to say, how many times do I have to hit this man in the face? That is the end of it. And he gives a questionable look to the referee to say, what do I need to stop this fight? But again, I think it's a little bit where the
intelligent defense, or was that last gasp sort of defense. But again, we see the wonderful wrestling from Tunkara. Again, was happy just to sit inside the guard, as you say, Tito Ortiz, like turning over the hips into his strikes. And you have to give credit to Baleggio, because once he realized that he wasn't going to get straight back up, he did open up the guard. He was trying to clamp down arms.
That's where this all came from, Phil. He went for that armbar attempt, and all of a sudden a slight scramble crucifix position, and for almost a minute at the end of the round, Tunkara was raining down elbows. So Baleggio is taking his time. Baleggio's just taking his time getting up off the canvas here. And you know, you're not going to question why. He just took some punishment. More than likely, Phil, 10-8 round, the opening round.
I think that's fair, just for the frequency and volume of strikes landed there.
Tunkara, he actually looks a little annoyed that the fight's still on. I think he feels he's done enough to end it. So I expect a fast start here.
Might be seeing very much more of the same from Tunkara. He's felt the groundwork of Baleggio. He realizes he's not necessarily going to be in danger there. You've seen him fake the touch takedown. You may see him come over the top, fake that takedown, touch the inside knee, and come over the top with a big strike.
Baleggio trying to land that right hand of his own, fire down off the kick of Tunkara. Goes high, just wide-eyed, beautiful lead left into the takedown, Phil.
That was very smart, and right now, this is exactly where Tunkara wants to be. Again, inside the guard. I think that round really did wear on Baleggio, so right now I think you're going to see a little bit higher work rate from Tunkara, who realizes that he probably needs to do a little bit more to get the referee to stop this fight.
Baleggio would be interesting to see, will his tactic be to try and hold him down, or will he try and get up against that cage and use the cage to wall walk and get back to his feet?
He tried to set up the triangle there, but great posture. As soon as Tunkara was aware of it, he sat right back on his heels, looked up to the ceiling, and wasn't in danger.
Baleggio, he is wearing the look of a man who is almost beaten, almost out of ideas here, Phil, and we're only 6 minutes into the fight, but he took a awful beating, if you like, in the first round, but he's definitely wearing it both on his face, but physically as well. He looks tired.
Tunkara needs to be wary of not being in what's called no man's land in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where you don't have your face buried into the chest of your opponent, nor are you sitting right back on your heels.
Posture's open. He uses the left hand to
Operative.
get a hold of his opponent and rain down big right hands, and I think the referee's not going to let him take these shots for too long.
These are huge strikes from Tunkara, and it's accumulative damage once again. Is this intelligent defense from Bellecchio? That's up for the referee to decide.
Yeah.
But some of these shots are getting through. Bellecchio needs to move. He needs to be active. He needs to show the referee that he still wants to be in the fight.
There's 3 minutes of this round to go, and it's just picked up where it left off in the opening round, and Bellecchio needs to get out of there. He cannot sit here and take and absorb these shots from Tunkara. Looking at Tunkara, cardio looks on point. It looks like he could do this for the rest of the fight.
Bellecchio needs to get his hands out of the cage there. He's trying to cover up, and he's trying to get the knee shield then. Oh, almost with the reversal from the knee shield. Tunkara again showing that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt savvy.
He needs more of that though, Bellecchio, but how much is that drained the tank, Phil? He looks exhausted now.
Right now he's what's called flat backing. He's not reaching up to try and grab his opponent to try and pull them down deep into the guard. So right now he's, without sounding disrespectful, he's a little bit of a sitting duck if he's prone in that position.
And looking to reverse again. But Phil, on the other side, Tunkara, he's been here. What does he need? Does he just keep plodding away, keep doing what he's doing, it's working, or does he go and try and chase a finish here?
Well, frequency is working. If he chases the finish, I'd maybe like to see him pass the guard a little bit. But right now, just to give the referee something different to look at, because he was in that guard position for quite a while. But he seems to be happy in it. He perhaps could go for the double underhook pass, the knee slice pass from here, should he choose to.
Bellecchio trying to look for a possible triangle of his own here, but
may play a little bit of rubber guard, but
Tunkara uses it to move into that anchor position, half guard.
And this is a position from which many fighters can finish a fight. Just sit back.
He's looking to step in the mount, Phil, and he does. Tunkara into mount.
That's advancing your position. Right now, heavy mount.
Big elbows raining down.
Tunkara not making a lot of effort to get out of there, just has the hands up. This could be the beginning of the end.
I said, Phil, what does he need to do to get the finish? He just showed us a beautiful performance of Tunkara. What a performance, Phil. He picked up.
Let's see those elbows just smashing down. Bellecchio pretty much giving up the ghost at that stage, was flat-backed. Wasn't trying to move the hips. But beautiful top game, beautiful ground and pound, positional awareness. Takes the mount, bases out with one hand, switches between crashing right and left elbows. And improves his overall MMA record to 6-1 with 5 total finishes. Beautiful work from Abu Bakar Yondaime Tunkara. And I, for one, am very excited to see what this young man does next inside the Brave Arena. Well, folks, how do you like your coffee? I like mine like I like my...
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 3 minutes and 36 seconds of round number 2. For your winner, the TKO, Abu Yondaime Tunkara.
Prep point where I'll be grabbing a little bit of chat with the victor. There we see some of that dominant wrestling. First round just sitting inside the guard, landing heavy strikes. There we see the end of the first round where he's landing in those elbows. Having a wee look to the referee to see if he was going to call the fight, and then picks up exactly where he left off, leading into round 2. Like he did have a couple of moments. He was trying to get the knee shield in and try and get the scissor sweep, but again, a BJJ brown belt was more than aware of it at the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 3 rounds in the brave flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in 125.2 pounds, standing 5 foot 4 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 2 wins with 3 defeats. Fighting out of presenting Ana Maria Paul. Her opponent standing across the cage, right out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 125.8 pounds, standing 5 foot 5 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 4 wins with just 1 defeat. Right out of Sweden, presenting Malin Hermansson.
Quick look at the tail of the tape. Malin Hermansson, the elder by 4 years, height not dissimilar, weight pretty much bang on.
Go back to your corners. Go back.
Serious intensity being shown by both women. Almost guttural scream there from Hermansson.
Ready. Ready. Fight!
I know this is a fight I'm really looking forward to.
It's interesting to see because the experience of Hermansson's boxing, straight away we're going to see that. She just fires comfortable. She's as composed as you can possibly be in boxing range. And Phil, we talked at the top of the show that Ana Maria Paul needs to make this dirty if she wants to get there. And beautiful.
That's serious combination work, isn't it? Absolutely
and look
stunning.
at the way she just walks her down, nonchalant, just walking forward.
I love how low she keeps that jab hand. She keeps it just outside of the eye of vision and pops it up right in and just disrupts the rhythm.
The hand's down, so that's going to cause Pal problems. She's not going to see the shots coming from different angles. But Ana Maria Paul is just circling constantly to her right, so she needs to be careful that a check left hook doesn't catch her.
And that's beautiful, just evading the strikes.
Sticking her chin out, playing peekaboo with her chin there was Hermansson.
It's entertaining for us, but it's a dangerous tactic. Again, that jab hand nice and low.
Hands on the shorts, almost putting her hands in her pockets. But the blitz and speed and the handwork, you can hear the cries of Hermansson when she throws. Nice head kick by
that wasn't
Paul.
far away.
Hermansson had the right hand up.
Sees he's just searching with that jab and a beautiful 1-2 into the tie clinch.
One strike in the tight to clinch and away, Phil, but excellent by Hermansson.
And this is what Hermansson is such an expert at doing. She forces people to fight at her pace. She forces people to be reactive as opposed to proactive inside the cage.
I'm loving as well, Phil, what she's doing. If you look at her eyes here, right in front of us, you can see she's just constantly looking low at Pal, almost the hips and legs to see what she's throwing up. So she's obviously spotted beautiful left hand, just as Pal threw a kick. But she's obviously aware of Pal, her arsenal with her kick. So Hermansson watching that.
Well, as we said in the intro there, Pal has an extensive traditional resume. He has competed in kickboxing, a European Wushu champion. So does have that traditional martial arts arsenal in her background. But how loose does Hermansson look? Oh, beautiful work. Just lands her strikes, gets out of the danger zone.
The distance management is phenomenal here by Hermansson. She's really putting on a superb performance thus far.
Oh, look at that for a stiff jab. Almost disdainful.
I'm loving the little feints and everything she's showing here. She's really making Pal guessing what's going on. And Phil, as we spoke about, this is something she said. She got to work on all her technical aspects of her fights. And so far, we're seeing that in the opening round here by Hermansson. And by the way, big fan of the music she came out to Phil. I felt like I was watching the Vikings.
Well, as a wise man once said, she looks so chilled out right there, like she's off to buy a pint of milk down the shops.
Beautiful again. She's timing that left off the kicks of Pal, and Pal is only landing slightly on the body and getting the big left hand, and a beautiful right followed.
That completely stung the chops. Put Pal on the back foot, and Hermansson could smell a little bit of blood in the water, forces the shot, but she needs to set those up with hands.
And you can just see the intensity is definitely being picked up by Hermansson here. She's starting to feel she's got the best and she's got the read on Pal.
Using a little bit of theatricality and misdirection there.
As you said, Phil, at the top of the show, the criticism is that her 4 wins have come by decisions, but it's now she's really starting to enjoy herself out there.
She's loosening up there.
walking Pal down. The Herminator, showing traits of the Terminator, just coming forward.
What Pal needs to do is she's throwing just single shots. What she needs to do is throw punches and bunches, throw combinations, because I think Hermansen has the timing down now of Pal. Knows that it's just really that lead kick that's coming up over the top.
Right in front of us here, and Phil, we spoke at the top about she needs to make it dirty. She cannot stand in this striking range, and so far for almost 4 minutes she's done just that, trying to stand in boxing range with Hermansen.
And you're always going to have a tough night when you're standing within the boxing range of a Swedish national boxing champion, though. It's beautiful hook. She just almost brings that from her hip over the defense of Pal. Connects on the chin.
Pal got trying that kick again, but Hermansen has got that kick timed beautifully now. Every time Pal is thrown, she counters.
Just lands right down the pipe.
But Anna-Marie Pal, she's not going to go away. She's going to keep coming and trying what she can. She did mention she wants to push to her limit, so she's not going to quit. Nice right hand again by Hermansen, and it's almost making Pal turn away from the fight, that one.
Oh, a beautiful stiff jab. Again, takedown attempted by Anna-Marie Pal.
The jab is that stiff that it was an alcoholic drink. You wouldn't drive after one, Phil. That is a stiff jab, and beautiful knees as well by Hermansen. And this is the aspect that I spoke about of the sprawl and brawl, if you like, is where she's going to stop the takedowns, but it certainly ain't brawling. It's pure technique by the Swede. As cool as you like, walking back to her corner, and Anna-Marie Pal is starting to wear it on the face, Phil.
But what's beautiful about the boxing of Hermansen is it's not just straight Western boxing. She has the stance of an MMA fighter. Again, just great intelligence. But Pal, to her credit, is still very much in this fight. She's still firing off shots, and she hasn't been too far away with that lead head kick.
Just looking at them here, every time that left kick is coming, Hermansen counters. There it is again, the kick followed by shots. And as you said, she's not thrown single shots either, Phil, and great accuracy. And that one really pushed Anna-Marie Pal back. So what is the answer? I think the answer, Phil, we already said it at the top of the card. It's you got to make this a dogfight. Maybe take a punch, trying to get in the inside to land your own. And we did see them working on.
And throw with greater frequency than just one shot, because it's almost as if Pal is anticipating that one shot and counters off it.
You may have picked it up in the broadcast, that animalistic cry again from Hermansen just before the second round gets underway. But Anna-Marie Pal, if she didn't know it beforehand, after 5 minutes, she knows she's in there with world class.
I guess Pal very much has to say to the Herminator, I'll be back.
I'll allow it.
Sorry, buddy.
I will allow it.
She's searching with that jab, but again, just everything that that Hermansen seems to throw seems to connect.
Again, look at the nonchalant walk up, and it's almost like she's not going to throw anything, and then bap, bap, the shots come. And Pal just hasn't found her range at all with her hands.
It's almost like a stunted kind of quick, slow dance that she's leading.
I think, in fairness to Pal, I think she knows if she throws one lazy shot forward with her hands, that Hermansen is going to come back with 2, 3, or 4. Big shot that time. And Pal is now making it dirty. Trying to push the action, and Hermansen closes in and gets a body lock up against the cage here, working the inside leg with the knees. But that's what Anna-Marie Pal needs to do, Phil.
Just turn it into a little bit of a slugfest. Needs to get her fingers out of the cage there. That was a little bit naughty.
Pal, of course, viral for being naughty.
She thought about the
straight into mount, Phil.
Thought about the judo throw, but in doing so, gave up the mounted position. We're going to have to see just how good the blue belt jiu-jitsu is of Hermansen, and how good the escaping is of Pal.
She mentioned when speaking to her during fight week that jiu-jitsu, she hasn't really practiced since 2017. So, again, what you're seeing here is just a natural ability and a natural fighter.
So she just has that glove on the hand, and she may take the armbar.
For the arm. How good would that be, Phil? The kickboxer getting the submission. These are big shots on top, though, by Hermansen.
That's huge ground and pound right now.
Pal trying to get out of there, looking potentially to turn and give her back, but Hermansen is raining down shots on top here.
And that's very smart posture from Hermansen. She could be en route to the first stoppage victory of her career, just landing the strikes with great frequency.
Pal just trying to sit up into her, Phil, but got to watch the back of the head. Referee just warning Hermansen. Just constantly touching Pal here with shots on top.
Pal has to try and work. She's going to have to take a few shots to try and shrimp out, to try and get one of her hips to the side. You can see Hermansen just trying to lock up one of those arms.
Again, Hermansen, the arms are almost presenting themselves. A gip wrap to a BJJ player. Pal gets out the back door, but Hermansen slams a shot and a choke us in with no hooks, but that looks on. There's the top, she gets it! The kickboxer gets the submission finish. If you ask most people here, they weren't expecting to see the sub. The animalistic roar of Hermansen.
Defended the takedown beautifully, and there we see the rear naked choke. No hooks, just pure squeeze. How do you like your chokes? Freshly squeezed. That is beautiful. Elicits the tap. En route to the first stoppage victory of her career. No need for the hooks when you have that kind of power in your arms. Connects to the bicep and boom. That's all she wrote.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes and 30 seconds of round number 2. For a winner via rear naked choke, Malin Hermansen.
Once again, we see a little bit of highlights. See Pal diving in, doing what she should have done, in fairness, trying to turn the fight into a dirty fight, throwing more punches than one. But in attempting a judo throw, she ends up landing with Hermansen mounting her, landing big strikes as she tries to get out. Beautiful choke, no need for the hooks. And gets the first stoppage win of her mixed martial arts career.
Berchen is a part of Bucharest, like a small village in Bucharest. Berchen. Berchen.
Is the co-main event of the evening. 3 rounds in the brave heavyweight division. Introducing first, right out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 243 pounds, standing 6 foot 4 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 7 wins with just 1 defeat. Right out of Bucharest, Romania, presenting Ion Gregory. His opponent standing across the cage, right out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 240 pounds, standing 6 foot 3 inches tall, with a professional fight record of 3 wins with just 1 defeat. Right out of Senegal, by way of France, presenting Mamadou Lamien Sen, the Black Rock.
Amine, tu restes connecté avec moi, tu m'écoutes. Tout de suite concentré.
You know the rules?
Here we see the tail of the top. Ion Gregory, the elder by 11 years, also has a 9-inch height advantage. This is a fight I am very excited about. I always get excited when the big boys are in the cage and all.
There's just something special with it, and these two guys have death in both hands, and Gregorio has death in them elbows and ground and pound. This is one, do not leave the room now. Don't stick on the kettle. If the delivery man has knocked on your door, let him wait. The big boys are in with 4 ounces. We're underway, Phil.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of a game plan Gregory implements. Does he stand and trade with a guy that has 12 knockouts in kickboxing, 3 in MMA, and there's the clinch straight away.
That's what Gregorio wanted straight away. He took the shot to get this. So this is going to be the first test for Sen. Will he get out of here? This is Gregorio's game plan.
Cien does have the underhook here. He's trying to fight in for double underhooks, but good knee work in the clinch. He's crashing those knees into the thighs.
And Gregorio, talking to him during the week, he's a lovely gentleman, but when he gets in the cage, he is an evil, mean man.
Oh, we've seen that in his last fight against...
Beautiful work, Phil. Ripping up that thigh and body with knees, and Mamadou needs to get out of there.
Well, we've seen once he establishes that top position, as we saw against Constantin Florin Danila, he goes to work. It's like he switches he flicks a switch and turns into somebody else.
Looking to maybe change here for the single. He has. So this would be a big part of the fight. Will CN be able to fight off this takedown?
He reverses himself and ends up almost on top.
Beautiful work from the kickboxer.
And this is what we're talking about, Phil. The evolution. It's been 6 months since these gentlemen have been anywhere near a fight. So Mamadou Lemon shown already
Just
the new wrinkles in his game.
He's just trying to wrap Grigori up. Has the double underhooks. May look for a trip takedown. Needs to get a little bit lower with those double underhooks.
Grigori looking to step over and try and get a trip of his own maybe. But CN, you've got 500 pounds of weight leaning against that cage.
That's smart head control from the Black Rock. Just underneath the chin, trying to control the body. But good underhook work there from Grigori.
I'm surprised here. I thought CN would try and separate when he got away and get out of this and get back into the open field.
But he's trying to work. He has those double underhooks. If he can connect his hands together, change his level, there's a trip takedown all day for him.
Phil as well, great game plan by Grigori, getting CN to wrestle, getting CN to defend, getting them muscles filled with blood and
lactic acid,
acid, and then maybe the shots will slow down later on. But like a dog with a bone, Grigori looking to get this takedown.
He's trying to grab that lead leg. May switch to the single if he can get an underhook, I believe, on his left side.
Even them short shots by Semi, you can just hear them going to the body of Grigori.
Again, digging in for that underhook.
Watch on the separation. Big shots here. Both men, as I said, have the death touch.
Oh, beautiful shot on the break from the Black Rock.
CN looks a little tired. The shots are coming back and they're exchanging.
Oh, these boys are swinging.
Big left hand. Grigori says, yeah, I like it, and gave a nod of approval. CN looking for uppercuts in the clinch, and it's Grigori who's got the
they're huge
but they're getting
shots.
huge uppercuts in there. It's rockin' sucking robots heavyweights.
And Grigori, that was almost Phil out of desperation looking for that single, but a good sprawl by CN. Needs to maybe push his hips lower to extend away from that single.
And shoot those legs out a little bit. He has the capacity to escape out, and he's doing so beautifully in the parterre position. May look to roll Grigori back. But with the success we've just seen him have on the feet, I would be saying stand right up.
Yeah, get back on the feet. It looked like Grigori took that takedown because he was badly hurt. Now, CN, again, he could be a little tired here after that. As we said, 243 pounds is on Grigori, so there's a lot of weight leaning on you to carry. So both men might be feeling it. Still just under a minute and a half to go in the opening round here at Brave Combat Federation 35.
Grigori trying to wrap up an arm there, almost trying to get it above the elbow and spin out, but Lemon CN smart too, and he's just landing some pot shot ground and pound right now. You can see again, Grigori trying to wrap up that arm. Referee calling for a little bit of action.
He's almost looking to grab a hold of Grigori's wrist as well, but it's Grigori who has the wrist, and here's some big shots expected from Sene now.
So if anything, this is giving Grigori a little bit of time to recover.
Yeah.
As we've said, perhaps this shows that Lemon CN is in the infancy of his mixed martial arts career, that he's not standing up again.
At the same time, though, Phil, Mamadou CN is leaning a lot of his weight on top of Grigori here, and that will tire him.
Just always sneaking a couple of shots there underneath the armpit. Grigori trying to land a few back elbows, but
he's going to step into mount here, Phil.
He just needs to slide that arm through with 20 seconds to go. What can he do in this position?
He's nearly there, and Grigori's fighting for his life, but CN has got it. Expect thunder to come down. 10-second clapper, you will have heard that as well. Big end to the first round for the Senegal fighter here.
And it's a big statement for the big man to make in the closing stanzas of that round.
To his credit there, though, Grigori didn't take that many shots when he got it. Time got away from him, but what a first round. And Bowman, Grigori slow back to his feet, but big round in the heavyweight division here, Phil.
But as you've alluded to, Noel, yes, he may not have been absorbing a lot of damage in that prone position, but it's what has carrying the weight of Lemon CN done to him. You don't want to get trapped under a rock, let alone that Black Rock.
And here we were just Grigorov would have been happy when he got to this part of the fight, because he was thinking, this is exactly where I want to be. But we've seen that evolution, that beautiful hand off the separation. That was the start. As they start throwing combinations here, Grigorov acknowledged that beautiful 1-2. He says, yeah, that was decent. And he has the plum here, Phil, but it's Sene who's working the uppercuts.
He's just landing them flush. And as we know, when a fighter nods in appreciation of a strike that's landed, that's their way of saying, yes, you caught me, I felt that.
Both men on the stool, taking deep breaths. And Sen looks to be the fresher of the two. And if you've seen him around the Fighter Hotel this week, everywhere he goes, he's got the headphones on and he's dancing. He's just happy. He loves his work.
Lamancien just staring down his opponent right now, staring a hole through him.
All right. Has he recovered?
And Lamancien has to be buoyed in confidence by the fact he established the mount against the guy many considered to be the stronger grappler in this bout.
And it's Grigorov who comes forward with the shots, looking to get it, but good separation, and Grigorov has a left.
Beautiful lead hook.
Followed back, and he talked about an eye poke. Referee says fight on.
You fight until the referee says otherwise.
Grigorov was starting to telegraph these takedowns, winging a big left hand.
I think if we see a little bit smarter technical striking from Lamancien, we can see him in the ascendancy in this bout.
Lamancien went low, side, beautiful left hook, but
right
Grigorov is landing as well and having success as well there, Phil.
Oh, this is some sharp hands.
Nice inside leg kick, and then follows with a right hand, and Grigorov drops, and he is exhausted here, Phil.
That's not a good look. That's not what you want your opponent to see.
He's calling them on, and hands on hips, and Sene is going to not fall for that. Maybe playing possum a little, Grigorov. Standing right in front of a 12 kickboxing knockouts fighter.
And calling him in.
Both fighters, I think, are a little tired here and taking almost the rest of time. A referee is going to give a warning. You got to fight, gentlemen, I believe the referee is saying. My Romanian's not on point, but I believe, gentlemen, we're not playing ping pong, we're playing fists.
You can see the fights are coming the strikes are coming a little bit more laboured from both men.
All of a sudden, Phil, it's going to become a war of attrition.
It could be a case of just who wants it more.
Nice work by Mamadou there, landed a nice hand. He is landing the bigger shots at this stage, and Grigorov really shakes. Is he playing possum? I'm not sure. He looks exhausted, but waves in Lamancien, and the gum shield has popped out. I think it's Cien's, I'm not sure.
He's getting caught. Referee calls it to stick the gum shield back in. Doesn't wash it out, just says, go ahead.
Who cares about COVID? Get that gum shield into you, son. And here we go, as Grigorov is trying to throw the jab. And a beautiful right hand by Cien, but Grigorov can take a shot.
Oh, he looks like he stumbled a little bit now. He's covering up, he's not throwing back.
That's smart as well by Mamadou, working to the body, then going high. I think the referee's going to stop this.
You can see a standing TKO.
Yeah, he's not got a lot. I think if Cien reaps the takedown.
The kickboxer with the takedown. Again, giving both men the opportunity to have a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Mamadou Lamancien needs to posture up and land some strikes here. Again, the referee calling for activity.
It would not surprise me if Cien just sits in this position and then steps up a little bit more.
As you say, this referee is fairly astute. He wants to get the guys engaging.
Speaking with the referee beforehand, Phil, actually, I was talking to him about certain fights, and I was saying, you know, some guys like to stall in the bottom, get the referee to stand up. And he said, well, I'm the wrong referee for the job. He said, if you want to fight, if you want to stand up, you got to earn that stand up. I respect that by the ref.
Lamancien just sitting with his head buried into the chest of Grigori, who's trying to land those little pot shots, more an annoyance than being effective shots.
Yeah, I think Cien he's just trying to do enough. He's taking an air break here too, but this is the heavyweights. This is the part and parcel of being heavyweight sometimes, is when they throw with such ferocity, weighing in at almost 250 pounds, both gentlemen. They're due to tire.
Yeah, it's not necessarily sustainable to be winging those kinds of shots. If it lands, great, but if you end up going deep into the third round.
This, of course, is the first of an absolute indulgence and reign of shows here at Brave Combat Federation. We're back in Bucharest next week, and of course, Phil, you're off to Sweden thereafter.
Indeed, can't wait. 5 shows in 5 weeks. The European expansion continues, but Grigori's in on a Kimura. Oh, just slips out of it, does Lamancien.
That just illustrates the shows you're talking about, Phil. The Brave Combat Federation is the fastest growing, truly #1 global mixed martial arts promotion in the world. We're not sticking to a destination. We are traveling. We are giving all fighters from all international areas opportunities on the world stage. And talking about opportunities, the referee is taking one to stand them up and say, let's go, gentlemen, let's fight. Both men are absolutely exhausted, Phil. And this has gone. It's almost like watching the Grand National Horse Racing when there's 26 hurdles to jump here.
What a turn for the books it would be. Gregory lands some strikes. Initiates the clinch, but a big strike.
Beautiful step off left, but this is absolute rock'em sock'em again, Phil, and both men are exhausted.
No, stick your keys in a bowl. Why? Because we're going swinging. This was fantastic.
There's blood pouring, I'm not sure from who. Beautiful hands by Gregoro here. He's got set a beautiful uppercut.
Oh, he's covering up. Gregory landing strikes it well through and volume. What a turn for the books!
Out of nowhere with the stand-up. A look like Gregory simply did not have it anymore, Phil. He dug into the well, lands the shots and gets the finish. Ewan Gregory pulls a magic bunny out of the hat, Phil.
That was absolutely incredible. Barrett, such intestinal fortitude out of the hat with that, and just showed that he wanted to be in there. He wanted it more, and in doing so, takes the biggest win of his mixed martial arts career.
If you're looking at a gaming character, Phil, both men are literally on empty here. Gregoro was victorious, but was on the canvas, and it was really became that war of attrition we discussed. And the winner, Ewan Gregoro, how did he get the energy? He looked done, he looked finished, and he just rallied with combinations that dropped the Senegalese fighter. And what a victory, and what a statement. Heavyweight fighting, you gotta love it.
No, this is why I love mixed martial arts. This is why I love Brave Combat Federation. Brave Nation, you are welcome. Noloki.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee has called a stop to the action at 4 minutes and 30 seconds of round number 2. For your winner, the TKO, Young John Gregor!
Fight goes up to his prone opponent, asks if he's okay. Absolute savages inside the cage, and once the fight's over, uppercuts in the clinch from Mamadou Lamancien. And they just ended up trading at one another. This was really a case of who wants it more. The gum shield comes flying out. This fight had everything. Huge strikes and uppercuts from Lamancien. At that stage, I'm sure he thought he only needed to land a few more. Then one of the most dramatic turns in a tide in a mixed martial arts bout I've ever seen. Gregory landing it well, forcing Lamancien to cover up, and Ewan Gregory just made the Black Rock crumble. Elation, exhaustion, validation. Beautiful work from both men. Well, if that wasn't enough for you, we still have our main event to go. Here we see the closing stanza again, and Ewan Gregory just delving into the very depths of his soul to pull that one out of the hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. 3 rounds in a brave catchweight bout. The stage is set, the bright lights are on. It's time to war! Introducing first, right out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, standing 5 foot 11 inches tall, weighing in at 193 pounds, with a professional fight record of 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. Fighting out of Italy, presenting Enrico, the King Machine Cortese! His opponent standing across the cage, right out of the way.
the rules. If I say stop, you stop. Touch ground in front, go back to the corner.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen of the Brave Nation. Main event time. The well-rounded Italian killing machine Enrico Cortese taking on 18-4 kickboxer Claudio Alexei. You can see Enrico Cortese could not wait to get started there, right up in the face of his opponent during the introductions by the voice of Irish MMA, Noel O'Keefe.
Phil, I was nearly standing in front of Cortese myself just to make sure nothing kicked off, but I would have been useless. But here we go, and it's Alexei is trying to stay on his bike, and
big overhand into the takedown. This could be huge.
Slam, and that's something that Alexei will be feeling for the first time in his fight career.
You can see that was the game plan that we envisaged for Cortese. Despite his kickboxing acumen, he's also a fantastically well-rounded mixed martial artist. So why not take the fight into the realm you're comfortable? Lands the overhand into a beautiful double leg. Now inside the half guard, of course, of Alexei, who seems to just be holding on at the moment.
He even looked at the referee briefly there, and again asking the referee, saying, how long do we have to stay here for, sir? But this is where it's going to be calm by Cortese. He's going to allow Alexei to burn his arms out potentially here, Phil, holding on to this neck. There's no threat of submission, pops his head out, and this is danger land now for Alexei.
And again, Alexei just trying to hold on there, but
beautiful
Cortese,
frame with the hand and turn that elbow over, Phil. Beautiful.
Just burying the head in there, knowing that he can take his time in this position. He doesn't need to rush. Landing in that anchor position.
Claudio Alexei is swimming in the sea of unknown right now. And Enrico Cortese, he's going to take his time here, Phil. He's got that anchor position. Claudio trying to just brute strength. He's going to give up his back there, and then he gives him a full mount. And again, that's down to the inexperience. You got to think of the Romanian.
Oh, what a shot down the middle.
Right hand.
That's huge.
Turns over the elbow again, and vicious ground and pound here by Enrico Cortese. The killing machine is turned on, and get ready for to go through the chopper here, Phil.
That is absolutely devastating.
Again, just covering the mouth and sanding elbow. Vicious.
Big elbow. He tapped it to the elbow.
Strikes. The ref didn't see it. He taps it again, and tapping the strikes will tell you the ferocity of the shots coming down by Cortese.
That was devastating. A huge elbow just splits the guard, and Enrico Cortese perhaps taking out a little bit of the frustration
100%.
of not being able to fight Mohamed Fakhreddin, taking that out on Claudio Alexei. But credit to Claudio, he came in there. Here we see him taking the mount and then just posturing up and landing hellacious ground and pound, hellacious elbows, eliciting the tap due to strikes from Alexei. Cortese will surely be looking to get back in as quick as possible. Still fresh, still capable, still willing. And sending out a message to the Brave Combat Federation middleweight division.
For your winner, via rear naked choke,